I saw a bride with crimson suns on her cheeks, crowned in jade, her robes aloft in the summer wind, needled with the silken stories of the gods. Every tree will bear fruit to fill our sleeves. The sun will weave our love onto our faces, as the moon will clothe our hearts. This bond with art has always been in my life. It was the one thing that I could have ownership over. Every time I would draw in class, but now I've been able to channel that much more productively with more focus and clarity than I ever have. And I like to think that I'm doing good with my work right now. Daydreaming became paintings. Paintings became photography and embroidery. Embroidery became poetry. My name is Jennifer Lee. I am an experimental artist here in Calgary, Alberta, Treaty 7 Territory, Mohkinstsis. And the focus of my creative incubator project was the Precious Leaves project. I delved into textile and fiber arts to create 3 pieces of Korean wedding regalia to represent queer, past, present, and future. In traditional Korean wedding ceremony, there is one ritual called the pebek ceremony. And what the bride and groom do is that they hold the sleeve between the two of them, and the elders throw treats such as chestnuts and jujube berries into the veil here as a way to bless the couple with happiness, with fertility, and also that public sort of acceptance of the couple themselves. Like, we have blessed this union. We accept this union. But for queer people, that moment of acceptance never comes. So I wanted to take our traditions and open them up for people who have been excluded for quite some time now. So the reasoning behind my approach and my creative practices, my so-called experimental artist status, I have this undying need to do as I please in everything that I do. I like to do things on my terms, whenever I want, wherever I want. That's very selfish of me, but I also think it's also been beneficial in the way that it continues to challenge me. One thing I learned in my studies at the University of Calgary in my arts program is the medium is the message. Whatever message that I'm attempting to express for any certain project, I try to see if the medium that I choose will amplify that message. In the past, definitely as most artists do, I started off in a more of a traditional manner of art making, painting, charcoal, watercolor. And I did that for quite some time before entering university, but I burnt out. I found that by being so committed to those mediums that I stopped growing. There was nothing more to learn. And then one day I picked up photography. And it made perfect sense because we were in the age of Corona, which is unfortunate. But having that different medium, it shifted my gaze. It made me more aware of how to look, when to look, what moments and details are important for the story that I was expressing. It challenged my senses differently every time as well. This right here, it forced me to be in my body all the time because I am married directly to this piece. With my hands, nothing happens without it. Every stitch, I have to be considerate and put good energy and good intentions into this regalia because it might be used by somebody one day for really important moments. With every time that I shifted mediums, I realized I was giving myself permission to be everything I wanted to be. And I think artists need to give themselves that permission every time they do a project. And reason being, their greatest truth will come out that way. giving ourselves permission to continue growing, to be less than perfect, to be vulnerable, to be trying something new every day. So what I want to achieve with my art is being able to sustain myself through it, but also sustain others through it. Combining art with teaching to guide others into their best self, to guide people to answers, to show people stories. Because really that's all art is, right? Showing people stories, however you present that story. And through stories, we see ourselves. And we see ourselves, we learn about ourselves. And I hope I can achieve that.